I've lived in the same quiet two-story home with my husband, Richard, for nearly 20 years. Our kids have all grown up and moved out, building their own lives, and I couldn't be prouder. Retirement has been peaceful. I spend most days out on our front porch, knitting, reading, listening to music or true crime podcasts while soaking up the fresh air. Last year, something happened I'll never forget. The house across the street had been vacant for months, so I was pleased when someone finally moved in. It was a young man, mid-20s, clean-cut, and clearly well off. He drove a sleek black BMW and always wore expensive-looking clothes. At first, I wasn't sure what to think, but any doubts disappeared when he came over to introduce himself. His name was Devin. He said he worked freelance in the entertainment industry, something involving content production and digital marketing for influencers. I didn't fully understand it, but he seemed like a bright, respectful young man. He and Richard hit it off right away, often chatting about sports and trading stories about their college days. For a few months, everything was perfectly normal. Devin always gave me a friendly wave from his driveway, and I always waved back. Then I began noticing a pattern. A young woman, maybe in her early 20s, started visiting his house. She drove a small white convertible and dressed in a way that, let's just say, turned heads. At first, I assumed she was Devin's girlfriend. She had a key to his house, so it made sense. She never stayed long, an hour, maybe two, and usually came when Devin wasn't home. I thought it was odd, but young people have their own way of doing things these days, and it wasn't my place to speculate. That changed when I saw the two of them arrive together one evening. She was sitting in the passenger seat, laughing at something Devin said. That confirmed it. They were together. But soon after that, the mood changed. One afternoon while I was out trimming the garden, I heard shouting across the street. I looked up to see Devin and the girl in the driveway, in the middle of a heated argument. I couldn't make out the words, but her voice was sharp, and her arms flailed with every sentence. She looked like she was about to hit him. Eventually, she stormed off, slammed her car door, and sped away. Devin just shook his head and walked inside. I didn't think he saw me. I figured it was a typical argument, nothing more. But the next day, her car was back, and Devin wasn't home. That happened again, and again, always when he was gone. I mentioned it to Richard, but he told me to stay out of it. Then one night, everything unraveled. It was after midnight when sirens pierced the stillness of our street. Richard and I scrambled outside, joining our neighbors on the sidewalk. Devin's house was surrounded by flashing lights, police cruisers, an ambulance, EMTs rushing in and out. And then we saw her. The girl, Devin's girlfriend, was led out in handcuffs, her face blank, not a single tear. She didn't resist, just stared ahead like none of it mattered. And Devin was carried out on a stretcher. His face was bruised, his shirt soaked in blood. I covered my mouth, horrified. We didn't see him for over a week. When he finally returned, Richard and I walked over to check in. He welcomed us inside, though he moved slowly, wincing with every step. Once seated, he told us everything. Her name was Haley. She wasn't supposed to have a key. She had stolen his spare and made a copy. After a few months of dating, she began asking for expensive gifts. Dinners, jewelry, luxury trips. When Devin pulled back, she became possessive and paranoid. Without his knowledge, she had installed hidden cameras in his bedroom. Each time she visited while he was out, she was swapping out batteries and checking the footage. She knew his every move. The fight I had overheard, that was Devin trying to break things off. She didn't take it well, but he thought the worst had passed. He was wrong. The next night, while he slept, Haley let herself in with the stolen key. She brought a knife. According to Devin, he woke up just in time. She was standing over him, watching. Somehow, God only knows how, he managed to wrestle her to the ground and get the knife away, but not before she cut him badly across the side. The police said if he had reacted even a few seconds later, he might not have made it. Haley confessed to everything. She admitted to the cameras, to the tracking apps, to the attack. Devin moved out a month later. He said he couldn't sleep in that house anymore. She has friends, he told us, people just like her. I don't know who else has a key or who else knows where I live. We haven't seen him since. I pray he's okay. No one that young should have to go through something so horrifying. And now every time I sit on the porch, I can't help but look across the street and remember the night everything changed.